divisional round, Reese couldn't carry him, couldn't get the ball down the field. So you're absolutely right. You look at New Orleans, they are ready-made. You look at L.A., they are definitely ready-made. You look at Pittsburgh. And by the way, Bruce Arians is not a stupid man. He brought over your friend Larry Foote, outside linebackers, Antoine Randall to help out with the wide receivers, give him some toughness, give him some of that Steeler toughness. I mean, this team is almost like a dream team. You got the Vita Vea, first-round pick. Sue, first-round pick. Antoine Winfield Jr. would be in the conversation for Defensive Rookie Player of the Year with Chase Young all day long, first-round pick. You look at Shaq Barrett, led the league in sacks at one time. This is a dream team. And so Brady said, all right, I'm going to pick a team with a defensive coordinator, Todd Bowles, who, by the way, coached under Bill Parcells in Dallas. So learned a few things about defense from Parcells and Belichick through Parcells in Dallas, and said, I'm going to go to a team where all I got to do is add my personal leadership, my great talent, and change the culture like that. And that's exactly what he did.
Let's go from a dream team to the Eagles. Why the hell?
I was on a roll there, Jay. What are you doing to me? Come on.
I know. I'm sorry to bring you back down, man. But if you're going to trade Carson Wentz, why the hell did you fire Doug Peterson in the first place? I don't understand the reasoning here. Can you explain it to me?
Hey, man, I'm still down in Tampa. I'm hanging out in the sunshine for another day. I'm gonna go visit my mom in her home down in Lakeland. I'm gonna try to see her for the first time in a year and a half, and then I'm gonna get on a plane and I'm gonna go back to Philly, and then I'm gonna take a week off and try to figure it all out. When I figure it all out, can I come back on the show and explain everything to you?
Of course, Sal. I mean, if you were in that position of power there, if you were Howard Roseman, do you try to salvage your relationship with Carson Wentz? Do you try to save it?
I think it's going to be tough to put that proverbial toothpaste back in the tube. I think there's too much that he has to repair, Carson Wentz, in his own locker room, and with the body politic, as I like to call it, in Philadelphia, in the city that likes to shove you back. So it's going to be really difficult, I think, to put it all back together in Philly for Carson Wentz. That's why I think they're desperate to get him out of town. If they can, listen, if Howie Roseman can get a first-round pick for Carson Wentz, and, color me skeptical on that right now, because I'm not sure that's going to happen, or else it would have happened already. But if he can get one from the Bears or the Colts, the 20th pick or the 21st, I think they have, if he can get that, hey, get him in the limousine and take him to the airport and get yourself a first-round pick. Hey, I heard the Eagles were one of 6 or 7 teams that were on the list confirmed to go to Clemson for Trevor Lawrence's pro day.
Wow.
You like that one, Bart?
That's crazy, Sal. Because I don't understand how it makes sense. Like, it makes good football sense. I don't know how it makes great business sense, because he carries such a high cap number even if they let him go, correct?
Yeah, but it's all, hey, come on, Bart.
It's all accounting, right?
Come on, Jay.
They don't have any money, Sal, until they have money, right?
But come on now. Everybody's got no money till they got money. Yeah, no, come on. You've been in enough negotiations, you two gentlemen, at the highest levels, where your agent walks in and says, "All right, we know you got money. Come on, let's figure this thing out." And because it's come on. So they'll be able to figure it out. Money's the least of your problems. Brady proved that, right? Brady proved that.
So how accountable is Howie Roseman for the, because you look at Carson Wentz, and I don't blame him totally for his play. I mean, he was sacked 50 times. This was a team that I feel was all in for a Super Bowl, and then the rent came due, right? The rent became due, and guys got older, and they held on to some aging stars. You think about Jason Peters. You think about the offensive line. You think about them deciding to go with Jalen Reagor over maybe Justin Jefferson, and also bringing Deshaun Jackson back at a high number as well. So at what point do we start looking at Howie Roseman and say that you have to do better?
Okay, here are your choices. the wide receiver who set the record for rookie wide receivers for receiving yards versus Jalen Reagor.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. So, yes, of course, there has got to be some accountability. And I think that anybody who looks at this objectively does not blame Carson Wentz for what went wrong. I mean, you have an older offensive line. You had 13 or 14 offensive line permutations, combinations, most in the NFL, due to injuries. Certainly, there was a disconnect between the coaching staff and the quarterback. You drafted Jalen Hurts. He's looking over the young man's shoulder. That certainly didn't help. He had a concussion the previous year. It all adds up. Sometimes in life, again, big picture, sometimes in life, you just need a change of scenery. Go ask Tom Brady.
Worked out pretty well for him 5 years after surrendering 5 picks to move up for the opportunity to draft Carson Wentz. It looks like it's all coming.
And we all, hey, Zubin, we all wish Carson Wentz the best. You know, he does the right thing in life. He's a good young man, community-based, faith-based, family-based, hard-working. There's everything you want in a quarterback. It just didn't work out. So give him a change of scenery. Let him have a fresh start. You know, life this year is all about forgiveness and forbearance. Let's move on and do the best we can for each other.
Hey, Sal, I hear you and all that stuff, and you're absolutely right. And I will say this for Carson Wentz. As long as those checks keep hitting your account, Carson Wentz is doing just fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's doing okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're right. North Dakota nice, but now a nice fresh start is what he needs. Sal, thank you so much. Great to have your perspective this morning.
Thanks, Sal.
Thank you for having me.
Talk to you later,
so much.
Sal.
I appreciate it. Okay.
You got it. And by the way, one other thing about Sal that he mentioned, don't underestimate the money. I know there's oxymoron, NFL, cash poor owner, there's no such thing, but the Glazers have made a ton of money in European soccer, a ton of money, and it's a great point, especially with a lot of teams maybe tightening the belt a little bit this particular year. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. Let's get right back to the phone lines. If you're just joining us, good morning. Where the hell have you been? No. Here's the poll question this morning. Simple. You give us on a scale of 1 to 10 how you feel about your favorite team's quarterback situation. 1 would be a Mahomes, no real concern, obviously, right? A 10 would be what we just spent time talking with Sal about, the Eagles, Wentz, untenable, got to make a move. 1 to 10. You tell us how concerned you are. Starting tomorrow, we're going to go division by division on KJZ, and we will break down exactly what each team should do. Ron is in Tallahassee, Florida this morning, and he's on ESPN Radio. Ron, team and number.
Tallahassee gets me every time.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. My team is the Miami Dolphins, and I'm going to go with a 4 as of right now because if, in my opinion, if they get rid of Fitzpatrick, we're going to drop to an 8. But if we keep Fitzmagic around for another year to help Tua develop, and I believe Tua can be something special. He didn't show us much of Jack last year. However, I believe he was tentative and he was still reserved, trying to get the feelers out there. I think that he was pressured into, not him, but the staff was pressured into playing him because of Burrow and Herbert and everybody else that was getting starting time. I have to commend what Greer and Flores has done in South Florida. You know, the only minority group down there that's in the front office making decisions that are really just nailing it. And I don't think that enough people are talking about that versus everything else is going. Anybody can be a Brady, right?